Welcome to Breaking Metal, your home for Nashville area ear porn. Now for news. The much anticipated CD from the Swamp Metal Kings themselves, Dixie Voodoo Revival, dropped Monday. You can get your copy at www.dixievoodoorevival.com, or it's now available on iTunes. Must get 5-star ear porn. At the end of this month, Outlaw Serenade will also be releasing a CD. Haven't heard it, but I can guarantee you it's ear porn. I could not be more excited to announce the return to the stage of the legendary band Medicine Man in October. Details to follow. I'm excited to announce our guest tonight from one of Nashville's hottest bands right now, definitely the most energetic, Killing Grace. The lead singer, Matt Edmondson, will be joining me to talk about what's going on with them and any other news they have. But first, here's Matt and the rest of the guys in Killing Grace with their video, Revolution.
You could have been anywhere tonight and you chose to be here. Killing Grace says thank you to every single one of you for being here tonight. Thank you very much. We're going to play our number one song right now. Number one in hits, number one requested, number one everywhere. So if you know it, sing along. Do you know what time it is? It's time for revolution. Let's have a party. I
am absolutely off the charts awesome. I'm doing an interview with you, which is incredible, and then I'm going to go sing in Hendersonville tonight with some friends of mine, Gentry. Then if there's still time, I'm going to sneak over to see Liquid Courage and see our boys there. So hopefully it's just going to be an awesome night, but we'll see. It's starting off really good. So,
Isn't it though?
yeah, it really is.
So, what's coming up for Gil and Grace?
Too much. While we're still going to be making our album this whole year, we're basically fitting in shows. And on the 16th, us and For Lack of Lithium, Doc Sinister and Delana Stevens, we're going to be putting on a show at the Rutledge, and then turn right around 2 weeks later and do a show for you in Huntsville, Alabama. And those two shows, there's no way we're going to book shows anywhere near either one of those shows. They're so big for us, and we're so honored to be on them. And we're just like, you know what? Let's focus all our energy on everybody that shows up to these shows, having them go, I ain't never seen nothing like that locally. I don't give a damn what it is. That's what I want to have happen. The fans deserve it. The scene around here deserves it. And you deserve it after all your work. So that's how I feel. It is what it is.
Well, I think one of Killing Grace's biggest selling points is they're all about their fans.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I mean, you know, this is, you know, let's just be really, really honest. I remember years in a row looking on the polls, and we were made the polls, but we were last every year. And I kept thinking our songs were really long and cumbersome, and we thought they were so awesome and Metallica-like, and we forgot one thing. Well, I know I did. I wouldn't say really Doug did in the early days, but I forgot to do Matt. And I was doing everybody I wanted to be in my life. I was like, I want to be Jeff Tate and Phil Anselmo mixed in one, and I sucked at both. And at one time I went, you know what? I had a talk with the band, and we did a set of new songs, and honestly went on the stage for the first time about 8 years ago and did Matt. And Killing Grace was not only born then, but it was the start of something bigger than anything I've ever been in. And I can't believe it because I didn't rip it off. I was like, wow, I finally didn't rip somebody off, and I did good. I was proud. I swear to God, in this band, it's almost like it's a dream come true. I mean, I can't believe that I get to sing in Killing Grace. It's like I feel like I'm getting away with murder. And that's the truth.
You are definitely an entity in your own self.
I'm a piece of work, absolutely, but I think at the end of the day, what I hope people do is drive around and listen to our music and think, I love that song. And you know, those guys really aren't jerks either. That's kind of what I'm shooting for. And if they don't do that, I can't control it, because everybody in the band, I think, has a big personality. And it's fun because instead of having it be problems, it's like something cool every moment. I mean, I would tour the world with these guys in a heartbeat. I love them.
Well, I see that coming.
Yeah.
So you better get ready for that.
I am. I'm ready. As a matter of fact, I could be at the airport at 8. Just let me know.
I didn't say it was coming tonight.
Okay. All right. Damn. See how excited I get?
But I think definitely you keep bringing up the scene. I think Killing Grace is really good for the scene, for the simple fact that you and other members support the scene by going to see other acts when not booked yourself, and like you're going to 2 different shows tonight.
Yeah.
That's
I
what we need is a coherent unit.
I appreciate that. Honestly, I'm not really the architect of that. That the way Killing Grace started was we knew that, you know, especially in Radical and back in the day in the scene, everybody was about, we've got to get ourselves as big as we can. And the old school days, it was unity, and we all knew each other. We knew who was on the scene, and then all of a sudden, especially through the 90s, it became a competition again and a battle of the bands. No offense, but I'm not signing up for that, because you go through down the damn list in Mindset Defect, For Lack of Lithium, and Lobo. Oh God, I could sit here for 30 minutes. There is so much talent here. We really don't have to hate each other, especially when you get to know each other and you're like, damn, he's a cool guy. The next thing you know, you're like, and I love his CD, and I love your CD, and it starts going over and over. I think it to me, any band can do how that they want to. You can just go to your shows and not mentioning any names. That's fine. And can't wait to get out of town. You'll be out of town tomorrow. I heard that one. Look, while you're here, let's make it as great as possible. Nashville's off the chart. Let's let somebody know about it, you know. Let's let them know.
I definitely agree there. It's a scene full of headliners.
Amen. Amen. I'm telling you, I go to shows out here and I think to myself, I remember back in the day in LA, I would go, God, I saw 90% fluff and 10% good. Around here, it's just the opposite around. It's rare when I see a bad band, and that's hard. I mean, that's hard to beat. You know, you can't beat for your dollar what's going on in the metal scene in Nashville. We're hurting some feelings up in here.
Well, I think it's finally getting recognized that Nashville's not just country anymore. It's Music City, USA, not Country Music USA anymore.
Amen.
It's definitely making that move, and I think Killing Grace and Lack of Lithium.
And our favorite band pimp. Said it on camera.
It is now documented.
What's that?
And please get it right.
Bitches.
But
That's my bird. You know, you'll never see him.
so we're over halfway through 2013.
Yeah.
What's 2014 going to hold for Killing Grace?
Got a friend of mine, swear to God. Big West, I'll go ahead and name him. He thinks he can see into the future, and he keeps saying to 2014, Matt, that's your year, and I keep thinking he said that in 2010. But the truth is we got the CD, Essential Grace. It's our 12, what we call our greatest hits, out right now. We're writing for 12 Gauge Facelift, and honestly, 12 Gauge Facelift, it's taken us in directions we've never been in, per everybody else that's ever written a second album. But at the same time, what I love about it is we're not going off and alienating anybody. It's going to be Killing Grace. When you hear Doug, when you hear Colt, when you hear the John, you'll know what's up, and you'll know it, and it will be so large because I've never worked so hard on something as we are on what we're putting out in 2014. So that's what you can look forward to is 12 Gauge Facelift coming out. The other thing we want to do is keep this family together here in the Music City, in this music scene we've got, and get our boys Outlaw Serenade, we get our boys Sometimes Saturday, our sister band, Where We'll Fight in Hell with that band. Get all of us together and start really invading Knoxville and Chattanooga, and not just invading them, but invading them in a good way, the way we do it, which is let's get Afterlife and let's get Sin of Remains. Let's get our boys in all these other cities and go, hey, festival time. Look at these crowds. And I don't want to hear anymore that nobody's drawing. Come to a Killing Grace show and tell me nobody's drawing. Somebody's drawing. Work harder. That's what we're going to do. We're going to work harder. And honestly, that's what 2014 is going to be about for us. Everything you see now, we need to basically give it a big shot of steroids. That's what we need to do.
Wow, as hard as y'all work already, I can't imagine working much harder.
I want it to be a triple album. And I know if Colt, Doug, Rob, and Tony had it their way, it would be. Because actually they're saying, let's bump out twice as many. You know, the producers were driving crazy. He thinks we're jackasses. Because he's like, you guys think you can, it's going to take time to do this. I said, no, let's do 5 a day, you know. This is music. We are the luckiest people in the world, all of us here. I mean, we're getting to do what we love every day. How do we get away with that? That's amazing. But that's what we'll be doing in 2014, and hopefully we'll be doing some more shows with you. We're really honored and appreciate it. You know, there's a lot of you that basically do all this, and you're listening. You know the song's as good as us. That's amazing to us. We can't thank you enough. You know, it's pretty amazing. You know, because you just hear so much negativity in the metal scene because of the last 10 years and the way things have gone, and it's really not like that. Once you get to know the real bands and the musicians and the people associated with the production companies, there's a bunch of great people here. I think getting it back together is the smartest thing we've done in a long time, young.
I think in the last 6 months I've seen a big weed out of the negativity in the scene.
Yeah.
And even some bands have turned around. I've noticed that as well. and you're seeing more musicians at shows
Oh,
that they're not
amen.
booked at. And
Shout out to Terry
you
Hudson.
can't ask your fans to come see you if you won't go see other bands.
Amen.
If you don't support other bands, it's a dying scene
Amen.
instantly.
Amen.
You gotta feed the fire.
Yes, you do.
So,
Shout out to Ray LeGrand. As you say that subject, I just keep rolling with Ronnie Gregg. I keep rolling through the people that I keep seeing. Brandon Bell from Lobo, there's a great example. Shows up to everything. And yeah, I show up to everything just to be annoying. And but it's amazing to see my buddy Kyle Nadeff, my buddy Bob Chris, my buddy Ray LeGrand. We're all sitting around going, you again. And then we have rock out to some band. You never know. One night it's going to be sometime Saturday. One night it's going to be Lobo. And it's just amazing to see what's going on right now on the scene. And the excitement and the energy that's going on. I mean, we don't really need to go out of our area right now to find badassness. It's all over us right now, you know. We just have to be smart enough to see it and do this, you know. This is brilliant.
well, I think with bands like Killing Grace working as hard as they are and doing the good shows and the high energy shows, it begets more and more energy, and everybody, the bar gets lifted.
Yep.
And you have to reach that.
You really do.
So-
I think you're 100% right. And really, we've spent so much time blaming this is why, excuses, us musicians, on why. The truth is if we want to all do this, let's do it ourselves. Let's burn it down. Everybody bring the strong songs and be better every time. Right now, I go to the band, and it's funny because the whole band's attitude right now is, okay, no fillers. Every single thing we do has got to be God. And I keep thinking that's not possible, and then I go to practice and I go, yes, it is possible. Instead of being intimidated, I get motivated by it. I'm like, okay, today I have to be better than I've been in my whole life, you know, my whole life, and that's an amazing thing.
I think the attitude of small shows has went away. There is no such thing. I don't care if you're playing the ice cream parlor on the corner.
Yeah.
That's a huge show.
Yeah.
You go in like you're playing Madison Square Garden every night.
Amen.
And can't lose.
I think it's amazing.
And who wins the most is the fans.
Yeah, I think it's amazing how that works that way. You're right. When you go in and approach it like, tonight we're going to give them their money back plus some. You know, we're going to leave it all on the stage. And when bands do that and they can bring the goods, it's over. That's amazing.
Okay, Matt. So we've talked about the energy and all that. Why don't you tell me about the rest of the band? Because you're so out there. Sometimes
Yeah.
we need them to be known as well as
Oh,
you.
absolutely.
And they're all great. You're stacked with talent.
They're
It's
amazing.
easy to be as good as you are because they're so good.
Well, you got my whole secret right there. Honestly, Doug Barnes. For everybody who don't know, that's the black-haired guitar player to my right all the time. He's the co-founder with me. Me, and the guy named Lee Darby of Regulation 9 started this band. Doug was also a member with me in Radicult back in the old Cannery Abyss days. Me and Doug have been together, as of this year, 22 years. So it's not something that is a joke. He is a Les Paul man, and he is a Zach Wild Marshall and Mesa Boogie man. He's very loyal to his brands. He's very loyal to his sound, and that's kind of his thing. Doug's known more than anything else about his sound. I also have to mention, not only is he the other co-founder, but he is the architect behind, if you've ever enjoyed songs like Revolution or As Evil as Me or Break Blood, Morphine. He's the architect. He's the Bad Luck Charm. He wrote every riff you hear, Doug Barnes wrote it. To me, that is amazing. To know him is amazing, because those songs are ungodly, and I just get to sing on them. He wrote the riff, I wrote the melodies. Writing that riff, it hurts my feelings. Colt Hendricks is the other guitar player, and when I say the other, I mean the other, because he's in the other room right now. And he is I'll say some stuff into his face that he'll kill me for later, but he is our #1 message getter. On Reverb Nation, when I go to check my fan mail, there's pretty much the rest of us saying, hey guys, I love your music, and then there's, hey, could you give me Colt's phone number? He's so cute, man. Does he have a girlfriend? And if you knew Colt, you know that's so funny.
Oh, Colt.
Because it's ridiculous. Come here, Tagara. And now that all being said, the truth is he's we actually worried about getting him in back in the day when he was in his early 20s. He's 29 now, but back in his early 20s, he was in he was putting together his own death metal band. He wasn't really. He was like, "What are y'all gonna do? Don't be doing this light stuff." You remember what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
And so I pitched. He knew about Bad Luck Charm, Break Blood, but we played As Evil as Me and Revolution for him. And I remember him saying, y'all did this? Like, I remember your old stuff. It sounded old, like y'all are old. Now he was like, I'm in. And Colt can tell you, it's been...
awesome ever since.
It has, man. It's when the fan base started growing, it didn't stop. And Colt was like, you know what? I think we are doing something right. He bought into it. I mean, I would say you bought into it.
Oh, absolutely, man.
You know?
Having the time of my life.
Yeah.
Loving it.
Now you're singing your ass off at shows.
Working on it still.
Dude, you sound great. As a matter of fact, when you sound great, I'm thinking I gotta sing better. Because you're gonna take my job, man.
Yeah.
They took her jobs. They took her jobs. So, but that's Colt Hendricks. And then tell them a little bit about Tony. I'll talk about Rob. You tell him about
Tony's awesome, man.
Tony's awesome.
He's one of those guys that you just can't get to quit playing, but it works out to our advantage because he's always on to something good, and so it definitely helps with the creation of what we'll be working on. Yeah, Tony's awesome, man.
Tony is awesome. Tony came to us our very first show at Center Stage, and that night we got a contract with JH Entertainment and went straight to Music Row and did Sin Again Sunday and all that. So Tony's been our good luck charm.
And
You can
he's
say
the bass player.
Yes,
Tony.
yeah.
Thank you. Tony is the bass. St. Anthony.
Never forget the bass player. Y'all playing into every little myth in rock and roll.
And I want to say this
You're
about
not a fan unless you know the bass player's name.
Amen. And I do want to add this about Tony. Tony wrote the score, the original score for 17 Scars and Sin Again Sunday.
Yeah.
Those two aren't really bad songs. So it is an honor to mention his name when we do say that. When you do meet Tony or talk to Tony or you see Tony, tell him what's up. But I would like for everybody to know the fact that if you ever listen to 17 Scars and think that song doesn't suck, because I do get a lot of messages about that. Tony's the first one that walked up to me and goes, do, does it suck? Do, does it suck? And I'm like, no, it doesn't suck. As a matter of fact, take me down to the whipping post. And we were off and running. And so God bless Tony. And last Rob McKee joined us. He's our newest member. He came from Circle of Signs, Witchhammer. He had been on the scene back in the day when me and Doug was back in the scene. So he's old school. And when he came in, the number one thing we learned about Rob is you know where you stand with Rob. Rob is not a stretcher of the truth, or he is a straight to the point guy. You don't get he doesn't have a bush to beat around. That son of a bitch, he is awesome. And so you love his honesty, but more than that, he brought a level of drumming to our band that we've never seen before. When he started playing our 16th and 32nd notes, he was like, you know, let's do these faster than that. And we were like, we love you, dude. Yeah.
That's what we needed. That's what we wanted.
We wanted somebody. He was like, dude, y'all aren't pushing it. Well, I want you to hurt yourself. And we needed that attitude, you know. So that's the band members. Oh, and the name of Killing Grace. Hear a lot, especially from relatives. No, it's not a religious overtone. And no, there's not a girl that we really are pissed off at either. Not at all. Colt Hendricks right here said it best. You remember when you said this to me? Colt said, you know what we're doing to each other? All of man's problems are our fault. You know, we're the ones killing Grace. That was it.
It's everyone.
So if anybody ever wanted to know what Killing Grace is, no, it's not religious. We don't hate you. You know, even though we do have secret meetings. But that's none of your damn business. But but honestly, that's what it means. And Colt put it. I'll never be able to explain it better the way Colt explained it. But that's what we're about. You know, we really are about heavy metal. We're about one love. We're about giving a damn about you. And you know, we want you to mosh and fall down a million times, but we'll be there to pick you up.
Yeah.
And that's real talk. You know.
Okay. Name 3 bands in the scene that you have never played a show with that you'd like to. And by that I mean it's all one scene across the state and so
Okay.
that you've never played with now.
Yeah.
That's the kicker.
Y'all aren't
Making
gonna
it
believe
fun.
who I'm about to say because you're gonna think we'll have played with them before.
I'm pretty sure I know who you're going to
You
say.
know
Go
what I'm
ahead.
gonna say. We will play with them on September 28th at the 3rd anniversary show. But we have never, Killing Grace has never played with Oblivion Myth.
You're
And
kidding me.
the first SS show with Oblivion Myth that I saw at the Borough, Bob can tell you, Ray walked up to me and the very first words he said, and Ray, I'll tell you this, he said, how have we not played together, but we went, we played the night before you played a million times. And honestly, that's one band that, but I'm about to, but that's a great band.
I would have already thought that would happen. It just seems natural.
Yeah.
Something about that.
And I'll tell you one, Afterlife in Andrew Staley, my boy. They're in Maryville, Knoxville area. These boys have been my boys for a long time. They've been listening to our music. We've been listening to their music for a long time. We've never played with them. We played with Sin of Remains. Great guys. And they play with Afterlife all that. We haven't got to play with Afterlife. I'm a little ticked about that. And probably right there at the top on my list, definitely equal with all of them, is Dixie Voodoo Prophet. Dixie Voodoo Prophet. I would actually, you know what, I would have said Voodoo Prophet if we hadn't already played with them to Exit In, because they were hard to get a show with. They're badass, and we finally got a show with them, and it was a badass show, and I was like, thank God. So that's why I had
things going on right now.
Well, that was going to be my 4th one, or that was going to be my 3rd one too, and then I thought to myself, we did play with them, and they were badass. Anyway, I'm sorry, but no, Dixie Voodoo Revival, DVR, and I've bugged you. That's the only thing I've publicly bugged the hell out of you about, because I want it to happen. Yeah.
I think that's the only thing? Okay. We'll stay with that. Huh?
I know, but no, honestly, Oblivion Myth, we're about to play with. Afterlife and DVR, if I could have a show like that, I would love it. And I would say, throwing in there Eyetooth and Skulljack. I've never played a show with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're badass. And we could name a million.
And I don't think anybody doubts the fact that I'm partial to DVR. So
Amen.
their CD came out this week, by the way.
Yeah.
You definitely need to check it out.
Get it.
It's beyond badass.
Amen.
But all right, so you got the show coming up the 16th with Lack of Lithium.
For Lack of Lithium, Delaney Stevens and the Beggar's Saints,
Okay.
and Doc Sinister, and that'll be at the Rutledge.
I have not seen Doc Sinister yet, and I'm dying to see him. All I hear is buzz about him.
You will be shocked at their stage show. They do it unlike anything I've seen, and I mean that. They kind of bring a little Broadway to it. That's the best way I can explain it. It's a Broadway metal. It's badass. You know what I think? Them and the Falcon One show together would be a great show, because it'd be such a show. But that's what Doc is. Doc is amazing, and that'll be Friday, the 16th. And come check that out. Our boys for Lack of Lithium, Doc Sinister's our guys, and Delaney Stevens. We played with her at the Rutledge about 2 years ago, and she not only stole our hearts, but her voice. I was like, come on now, don't do that in front of us. So God bless her. And then it's on to the 30th with our boys SS. I mean, it's gonna be
I have
huge.
to, since I know them better, So Long Gemini that you guys are playing with.
Yeah,
They are freaking amazing. I saw them the first time probably the early part of September last year at the sports page where y'all will be playing in Huntsville, Alabama, and from then to the last time I seen them in Tullahoma at Sidetrack, oh my God. They have grown so much, and Kenneth Coates is such an amazing front man.
Yeah.
And then
saw the
there's
video,
3 of the Charles
yeah.
family in there. I mean, they're just an amazing family, and they're as nice as they are good.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get to Huntsville. That's my second home, I guess, musically.
Wow.
So
Killing Grace has never played in Huntsville, so
Well,
we're looking forward to it. We
come
played
and get a
Lewisburg.
game.
but we're not playing Lewisburg.
they're used to good music down there, like we are. So
Well,
we're all spoiled.
I promise you, the guys are gonna bring it. The guys always bring it. It's,
I can't wait.
it's
I
gonna
cannot
be
wait
huge.
to introduce them to Killing Grace. And well, thank you, Matt, for showing up tonight. I know you're getting ready to head out and see some local music yourself tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
Look forward to seeing you the 16th and the 30th.
Everybody,
Really looking forward to that New Year's Eve show. I'm not gonna lie.
everybody be there 16th to Rutledge and the 30th the sports page. It's gonna be big.
And when he's not playing, definitely make sure you check out the local listings and make sure you go see local music. Where it's
Support
at.
us. Support us, baby.